Hello, hello. How everybody doing out there? YDBT Daily. That's right, YDBT Daily coming at you from Casa de Lund. That's right, I'm at John and Cheryl's house over in the Tampa area. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to try to get you a decent show because a lot of stuff to talk about. We are going to talk about the fact that Donald Trump won the 2024 election by a landslide. Effectively, somehow or other, 20 million people decided not to show up this time, which was kind of odd. Like, isn't it weird that all of a sudden 20 million people decided not to show up and not vote for Kamala, even though Donald Trump got the same amount of votes in 2016, 2020, and 2024, but somehow 20 million decided to not vote. Interesting how that works. We'll talk about what the implications are for a Trump victory, what that will do to the regulatory agencies. We're talking EPA, we're talking FDA, we're talking the automotive policy, we're talking emissions policy. We're talking stuff that literally directly affect the automotive community. We're going to talk about that and many more things. Today's going to be a bit of a tough show because I don't have two screen setups. So I'll do my best. No soundboard, no nothing. It's going to be a cappella, let's just say. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we get the sponsors shouted out. As a matter of fact, I think I can go over here and get the sponsors highlighted a little better so that we can give them a proper shout out. There we go. Oh man, it's going to be a struggle bus today, but we'll do our best that we can do. So we're going to thank Dina Hat Performance, DinaHatPerformance.com for sponsoring the show. They actually did me a solid, and a guy that was talking a lot of shit recently, we can talk about the shit talking that's been happening on social media. They nixed them from some sites that they're on. So shout out to Dina Hat Performance. Not only you get your Go Fast goodies there, fuel systems, injectors, wheels, tires, you name it. Get all the new shit at DNAHighPerformance.com. Also, Nick James PMAS, they're all at SEMA right now. They're at SEMA kind of doing the whole thing, rubbing elbows with the industry and the performance racing industry insiders at SEMA. So hopefully if you're at SEMA, you can go ahead and check out Nick James at PMAS and stop by his booth, say hello, let him know you're an AMRI member and that you appreciate his cold air so much because they're so repeatable to the point where it's a little on the scary side. Parts Farm, partsfarm.com. Used Mustang, Camaro, Dodge, truck parts, pullouts, wheels, tires, you name it. Get your parts at partsfarm.com. Two Auto Solutions, Rami Zadan. Two Auto Solutions, the best, literally the best and the only shop in Puerto Rico that I trust with Ford. Well, let's just say Ford stuff. He doesn't fuck with Chevy all that heavy because the Chevy guys have proven to be cuck ass bitches in the island. And Bellac Industries, if you want to let everyone know, you sell drugs. So let's say hi to the people here real quick. Again, we won't be able to show it on the screen, but I will shout your name out. We got Slow Sean, Clint Stroke. We got Kellen Stocks. We got D-Rock Fox, Monty 540, Anthony Jasso, CJM, 101 RTR, Bryson Wood a couple of times shouting out the Patreon and richprince.com/ Rich Prince USA. I got my check. I love getting a check from Rich Prince USA. You guys are buying an average of 50 shirts a month. That is wonderful. I really, really appreciate it. Dixon, Abdullah, Nick, Leon Phelps, The Wolf, Joe Jackson, CPR, Andrew, John Jones, Valley 10 Speed. What's up, Valley 10 Speed? Let's get that car to the track. Smudgy, Peter Chiquito, Connor, Smudgy Skills, Z303, Harley, LaFoxy, Ray, Stewart, Clean 93 GT, Ken McAllister, Ignacio Ramirez, Sporty, Matt Oliver, you took her up in a free speech. Good evening. Didn't Alex say he's going to grow his hair out now? And so we'll talk about that too. Alex Puentes, Carlos Bahena, Douche on, says Trump baby. Sheesh. Clean 93 GT, SVT, mile per hour, Redbird, douched on again, El Verga, Larga, Desert 1320 saying a Trump second term, Republican Senate, and hopefully the House. The U.S. is about to do some good stuff. I agree. Travis Ellen Galvin, Chief Corey Ryan, Spadeli, whatever the hell that is. We got Austin Maynard giving the boy $5 hairs, Torque and Beans, HTFU grad, Nardi Mercado, Amory laying the smackdown on Facebook. By the way, you guys are the real heroes on Facebook. When someone talks shit on Lund, you guys go in and call them exactly what they are, lying ass hosts. Josh, Mark, Lobus, Amir, Zahir, Master, Cody's Garage, Matt Oliver, Tyler, Smith, Cody's Garage again, Michael Hedzicki, I am using your laptop. I got to build a dedicated situation because I can't have this laptop doing multiple duty. This can be maybe like a tuning laptop and maybe a on the road streaming laptop, but I need something at home that's like Billy badass because I'm starting to run out of anything. And John Lund, who's actually checking in from downstairs, Wayno, CMD, Jared Wells, and Slow 99. Okay, so Donald Trump, I was wrong. Let's start with that. I was wrong. I said Donald Trump was going to lose because I was just a pessimist about everything. I have been in a funk because everything that I think should be right in the world was going the opposite. And then when you are full of optimism, you're just let down. So I said, let me take the pessimistic approach. And if anything happens, it's a positive. If it's exactly what I thought it was going to be, then you're not surprised. But I was extremely happy that Trump won in a landslide, effectively getting over 70 million votes, winning the popular vote and winning the electoral college by a bunch. So what immediately came to my mind was this. Holy shit, the regulations are gonna stop. Now, you guys think that all of a sudden you can bolt on free-flowing exhaust and have, catless cars and we can openly just shut off codes. No, guys, remember, the EPA did shenanigans under the Trump administration. But in his second go-around, he knows what the agencies are doing are detrimental to business. And let's be honest, America is a business. And if you make the business run smoothly, everybody is happy. So John Lund Sr. actually pulled up a list of accomplishment or list of to-do list that Trump is going to have to potentially get the economy back on track. And it's under the Holland and Knight. I think it's like a lawyer's site. So he has a bunch of policies outlining aviation, outlining transportation, drones and advanced air mobility, autonomous transportation, rail, rollbacks, EPA specifically, fossil fuels. So let's start really quick with the automotive stuff that is more than likely going to happen under a Trump administration and how it will directly affect us in the performance and racing aftermarket and you. President-elect Trump is expected to reverse the Biden administration's light-duty vehicle emission standards, which he refers to as an electric vehicle mandate. Again, the light-duty vehicle emissions stuff was way too tight. It was becoming crazy, almost forcing people to get over on the EV side. Now, that might mean that if gasoline particulate filters were part of that plan, on top of the catalytic converter, that might go away because we're still in that phase where you don't have to outfit the companies or the assembly lines for a gasoline particulate filter, because I've always said that if a gasoline particulate filter is on, it's over. But I'm now hearing that 2025 there's going to be dual processor stuff, and that might kill tuning for a very long time. It is 2025 almost, guys. The Mustang has been out for almost a year and a half. The 2024 tuning is no closer, and I've talked to the people that are in the know. It is no closer to being cracked, as far as I know, than it was not too long ago. Elon Musk will likely have an influence on how the Trump administration approaches automotive issues. President-elect Trump won the support of auto manufacturing workers in the Midwest and will likely champion issues that will grow the U.S. automotive manufacturing jobs by opposing Chinese manufactured vehicles and foreign manufacturing relocation to Mexico. President-elect Trump is expected to support significant tariffs on any cars made overseas that he deems to have an unfair advantage over American autos. And the EPA was the other one that caught my attention. A second Trump administration will likely significantly target the EPA, thank fucking God, through smaller budgets and efforts to decrease the size and reach of the agency. Additionally, a Trump EPA could focus on cooperative federalism while adopting a more permissive approach to environmental regulation of interstate commerce. Expect to see a rollback of the EPA's interregial, I don't know if that word exists, interregiional. Interregional, wow. Enforcement initiatives and environmental justice programming, particularly its grant funding to environmental organizations which may be subject to investigations for misuse of such funding alleged by the House Republicans. So that's how some of this stuff kind of gets out there, where the funding is done through an agency that has nothing to do with it. So then you have like environmental, basically, I don't want to say sabotage. Your people literally go out of their way to sabotage certain companies that they deem to be harmful to the environment. Farmers, cow farts, cow burps. Like, imagine they go after that stuff. And what was the other one that I was looking at? Individual income taxes, energy. As previously mentioned, President-elect Trump's energy policy can be best characterized by a robust emphasis on fossil fuels. We have always talked about this. This is the key to keeping the economy chugging. They literally everything price. Like there was a woman on I think MSNBC today said that bacon is not directly affected by gasoline. I'm like, the fuck is not. Everything is affected by energy because it's costing you more energy to produce goods. It trickles down to the customer. We pay more for goods. That's literally how it works. Scaling back of the renewable energy policies, he believes these changes will reduce energy costs, achieve energy dominance, and boost the competitiveness of U.S. industries. So he's going to basically roll back climate change initiatives, energy cost and regulation, pipeline. He'll probably, as a, let's just say, I want to say a publicity, because it was such a public thing where he literally killed the Keystone Pipeline. It's going to be interesting if Trump goes out of his way to make that sucker go forward again, or maybe the stuff is too far gone after 4 years of no work to see if it even matters anymore, if we've already done infrastructure around it, or it's still a go. Everything was on hold. And there are people in the industry that we know that are in fracking, that are in oil, that are already staging trucks in certain areas that were heavy fracking areas, Pennsylvania, alike. And those will eventually bet on the fact that Trump is going to just executive order and let the stuff fly. Just let's go. Let's get this economy going. But a lot of people, and I've noticed some of the comments on the channel, they're like, "Oh, we're going to be able to get the codes shut off." No. So if you think you're going to all of a sudden say Trump won, and after January 21st we can shut off PO 420, PO 430 codes, you're absolutely incorrect. We are going to keep operating like we're going to keep operating because the EPA still has jurisdiction over this stuff. They can still go after you even in a limited capacity. And I would almost bet on the fact that they would now enforce even more robustly so that they can get funding. Remember, the EPA can get the funding cut by the government, but they can find their way into solvency. They can say, well, we need $4 million to operate for this quarter, or $4 billion. I don't know. Let's just hit up some low-hanging fruit and see what we can do to keep the department going, because there's going to be heads rolling. They're going to cut back funding, but they can fund themselves by finding things that are ridiculous. But if Trump goes in there and says, you can't touch this, and this, and if Elon goes in there and says this whole agency is run like shit, and does the Department of Government efficiency and starts cutting and gutting so everything can run efficiently, you might see the EPA ramp stuff up. Now, in the last, I want to say 2 months, a lot of positive stuff has happened for the tuning community on our end. I'm seeing, let's just say, light at the end of the tunnel. See, I've been a little pessimistic about tuning because of the 24 Mustang, but I've always told you guys that if Lund Racing is playing in an even playing field and playing in the same sandbox everybody else is playing in, I think we can dominate the market. And, because we weren't, because of shenanigans, or let's just say people that were, making decisions that are a little, let's just say, short-sighted. I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel. So that means that it might get really busy at Lund Racing this spring. I anticipate, because LRXs are flying off the shelves. I think we're up to close to 2,000 sold since March. Think about that, what that means for the tuning. We still support HP tuners. We still support old N-Gage stuff. We still support HP tuners, N-Gage stuff also. So I'm starting to see signs that already, based on the election, optimism is happening everywhere. And it's only going to be good for you, the customer, because for the last 4 years, there has been an administration that has gone out of their way to push you down and keep anything that was related to racing, fuels, or anything alike actually was pushed down. And hopefully in the next 4 years, the market will be more optimistic, take more risks, bring out more products that they were waiting to bring out, and see and say, maybe, now that the fact that the landscape is more favorable for modifications and bringing out products and investment, you guys might benefit from that. But I still don't think tuning is going to become more available for 24 Mustangs and stuff like that. So we can talk about that. What did you think? I was 100% wrong on Trump losing. He won, and I'm glad to be wrong on that one. Absolutely. I stayed up till 2 a.m. to see the official call. I'm blown away that Arizona still hasn't finished counting. Florida finished counting in like 6 hours. Why isn't Arizona 2 days later only 50% done with their count. Shenanigans. We'll talk about it. Talk to the people out there. And what do you think? Do you think there's going to be, or do you work in an industry, whether it's rail, whether it's energy, whether it's whatever, that instantly saw optimism, instantly saw a landscape that was positive, and you are now optimistic about the next 4 years? And it is a mandate on the guy. The guy can't fuck up this time because he has 2 years to get it done because the midterms are coming. And if he doesn't get you done ASAP, the Senate and the House will flip, and the Democrats will be the stopgap and do a checks and balances thing. Right now, he has control of all three, not a super majority, but enough to push stuff through to get things done. So we'll see. I am very optimistic. I'm happy about the win. There's just a general feeling. I'm still uneasy because he's not in yet, and shenanigans might happen between now and January 21st, but I'm generally optimistic. Trump doesn't know or care about that kind of stuff. Smash or devour, you don't understand. Trump doesn't need to know. The people he appoints need to know. Who has been fucked with more by the EPA than anybody that Trump has in his cabinet? Elon Musk. Elon Musk was fucked over by the EPA so much during his Starship program that he has like a vendetta. And he's like, you guys are being ridiculously unfair about water. Like, you're finding me $400,000 or $150,000 for water, non-potable water that I'm using to cool the flame from the Starship. So now Trump won. Trump says, hey, can you go in there and start gutting some of these companies to make them efficient? And you don't think he's going to look at the EPA and go, fuck you. Now, the automotive side of things will be interesting because Elon Musk is an EV guy. Vargas says, will you be posting on the dating channel? What? No. Again, guys, don't count on the dating channel becoming a normal thing. Look, I do this and I have a job and I'm building 3 cars at the same time. 4, including the Fairmont. Don't think that I'm just going to all of a sudden start making 2 or 3 a week episodes on the dating channel. If I do one, I do one. If I don't, I don't. Rad Dad says, I'm buying an LRX and a tune once I get my bonus. Big Daddy Patty says, does anyone know who P1 Tuner is? Don't care. Cody Lewis says, man, bro, you turned, wait, what he said? What the hell did he say? Where is he? Alice, do you really think we're going to go have no taxes on overtime? Yes, because that's a mandate. Someone said something. Did the comment get deleted? See, the problem is I don't have a mouse. I'm doing the pad, and it's a problem. So we can turn back gas prices and interest rates. Now, the other thing, I think buying houses will become there's still a supply and demand issue in South Florida. So if I want to buy a house, I don't think it's ever going to be in South Florida. I think if I do buy a house, it's going to be either in Vero or south of Vero or maybe Stewart or something like that. I really want to buy it in West Palm area or Palm Beach Gardens or Jupiter, but I'm not a millionaire, so I don't think I'll be able to do any of that stuff. Friend Zoning says, Tio Alejandro, how are you doing? How are you doing? So all of the lefty freak out crying videos since today were hilarious. Did you see how much California was red? I might see a red in California in my lifetime. I saw California red in my lifetime, but I was a child. And then President Reagan gave amnesty, and all the puro pinche 956 a la verga cuz showed up in California and kept that state blue pretty much forever. All of the already got that. You're telling me even Lund's couch touches the wall? Imagine. Oh, by the way, this is his second couch, and this is upstairs. His other couch also touches the wall, but it has a whole nother section that does not touch the wall. Are you going to do some training at the Lunds? Yes, and that's what I'm doing here. Actually, what I'm doing here, can't really talk about, but what I've heard in the last 2 or 3 days, and especially today, I received some stuff that I think you guys, once you find out about it, you're going to have questions, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I work in shipping of large cargo via sea, truck, rail, on air, and a rigging shop hit me up in the morning after the election for a potential new job. Yeah, you're going to start seeing people like it's a futures market. So even though the stuff isn't going to happen right away, they'll bet on the fact that the policies are going to be favorable for business, and that being favorable for business policy will trump, let's just say, the risk. If you have to put out a lot of money to ship equipment to, let's say, an area, or buy materials and goods because you expect a boom in your industry like fracking and oil, you're going to put out millions of dollars to stage stuff so that when the green light is lit, you're drilling, you're doing whatever you need to do to get that money. I would say Lund Racing is setting themselves up in a similar fashion. Let's just say that. Washington State Attorney General hired 28 lawyers just for prospective lawsuits against Trump administration. They filed 82 lawsuits last time. That's okay. That's normal. Cody Lewis says, man, bro, you've turned a new leaf. Been a while since you've been this positive. Grateful that was starting to think twice about getting another Coyote. Now, you got to understand, guys, 24 Coyote is not tunable, and I don't think it's going to be tunable anytime soon. And I want to talk a little inside baseball, but not too much, because obviously I can't tell you everything I know, but I can definitely give you a perspective. So I think the 24 Mustang will be tunable in the same way that Whipple, ProCharger, and all those guys are able to tune it. I think you're going to be given access to very limited parameters. And that is not because Ford hates you, Ford dislikes you, Ford doesn't want their cars tuned. It's government stuff. It's giving access to third-party people to tune the car. Now, it took a while to get the C8 unlocked. The C8 Corvette took a while to get unlocked. And now you're paying, I don't know, thousands of dollars to unlock it. So that tells me there's a heavy encryption. And then maybe the way you generate a tune file is like a token system. And once they get around that all of a sudden then can open up the tuning. I'll give you an example. This is the best example that I can give you of what's happening with newer cars. 21 F-150s are starting to revert back to the stock tune over an over-the-air update. I talked to Junior today. Dakota and Junior have had 2 or 3 each Whipple-equipped 21 to 23 F-150s revert back to stock as the tuning process is going. Almost as if there's some constant process, and Junior has seen fuel trims be within, 2 or 3% go wildly nuts the other way because it has a Whipple, it has a different map sensor, and it has different injectors and a different throttle body. So all of a sudden, the idle will change mid-tuning. The fueling will change mid-tuning, and Junior go, did something change? And then you find out it pushed an over-the-air update and it reverted the tune back to stock. So at the end of the day, I think that you really have to pay attention and maybe, look in the back of the seat and see if there's a way of, maybe not having the over-the-air update happen anymore. But again, if you like having the knowledge of having everything accessible on the app so that your phone shows your status, check engine lights, tire pressure, all that stuff, you might not have access to that if you tune and disable the over-the-air update so you don't have a truck that reverts back to stock in the middle of a race. Could you imagine all that shit happen? Fuse49 says, glad to be a part of the 13% of basketball people that are waking up. Hopefully this goes through. He goes through with his plans. Basketball people. Jesus. Should I sell my ported Boss for a ported GT 23 F-150, or do you think it'll be a waste of money tuned by y'all? I think it'll be a waste of money. If you have a ported Boss on your 23 F-150, you will not gain anything over the Boss with a GT intake on the 23 F-150. Literally the same flow. Okay? Ported or not, I think ported Boss versus ported GT, I think it's a wash. It's going to be maybe a 2 horsepower difference. There's a 24 F-150 with a custom tune. He's just not saying who did it yet. Wrong. Peter, wrong. The only thing it could be, Peter, is a Whipple tune. And he maybe installed a turbo kit like I said to do using the Whipple tune. If it's scaled properly, you can just shove MS-109, a buttload of fuel, and even meth to make up for any fueling issues, and it'll run on that tune. There is no custom tuning on 24 F-150. He is lying to you. It's carb rules Ford has to abide by. Now, that's going to be the interesting one. If carb goes away. See, Trump needs to understand, and the people that are in charge need to understand, that California cannot dictate what the rest of the United States is doing. California loses population every year. Florida and Texas gain population every year. So why is it that a state that loses population every year, and I get it, it is wonderful if you live there, the weather is beautiful generally. If you live in the San Diego area or somewhere, Fresno or maybe Sacramento, it doesn't get too cold. And you're like, okay, it's beautiful. I'm never going to leave. I understand. But you got to understand that that state's legislature and that state's laws are made in the armpit butthole of the capitals of the sleaze bags. And that's where most of the people are. So all of the laws that suck originate from California. And when it comes to car stuff specifically, they have a board, a California Air Research Board. And I think it's research. And they dictate what happens to the rest of the country. That has to stop. That has to stop. You can't have one state dictate what the rest of the 49 will do. Suki says, eat before or after the gym. Getting into this exercise thing after the gym. If I were you, I'd work out on a semi-empty stomach. Maybe have a little carb in it. Get a pre-workout to give you a little bit of a false energy caffeine kick. And then if you work out really heavy and hard, you eat well after the gym. Not a lot. Don't carb up. Don't go crazy. Eat some good protein. Eat the proper starch. All that stuff. Just don't go having a cake after the gym. All the basketball people that I know in Louisiana really like Trump. Golden age is here. Tuning in on the rig, drill baby drill. Watch the replay later. Ray is built. Imagine if your company gets so optimistic. They're like, brother, if you want to live on the oil rig, live on the oil rig. We'll pay you whatever. The money is coming. You don't think you're going to take advantage of that? And let's say the tax laws are going to be the tax infrastructure, let's just say, not infrastructure, the tax code gets manipulated so much so that income tax gets lowered to almost nothing. The tariff system now starts to replace that. Ron Paul is rumored to be working alongside of Elon Musk to streamline government. I can't imagine what the next 4 years are going to be, but good stuff for small government, low taxes. You could call it protectionism, you could call it whatever you want, but I call it looking out for America. No more money going to Ukraine. Fuck all that. All of a sudden, Hamas is like, yeah, we're cool now. We good, right? You want the hostages back? We're good, right? It's all good, right? All of a sudden, people start to straighten the fuck up when Papi Trump gets elected. If CARB goes away, I'm going to be so happy, says Slow99. California gave their votes to Kamayama when only 19% was recorded. If you live in those areas, aren't you breathing in a bunch of shit in the air? I don't know. Boostly says, Boosted F-150 claims he has worked with VMP and Oz Tuning to create a custom to... Are you fucking psycho? Are you fucking psycho? Do you think those two companies you just named have any more access than we do? Really? Really? You're going to believe somebody that says, I worked with a company, two companies that don't have a quarter of the access that Lund Racing does. And they somehow got 24 truck to get tuned because two companies that don't have access to shit? No, they probably hacked their way around shit. It's probably hacked shit. It's not like legit 24 tuning, because if it was legit 24 tuning, you don't think Lund Racing would know about it first? Maybe we don't get it first, but we'll know about it first because we're always in the know. Michael Dickey, I think you meant Rand Paul. Ron, the dad. No. The dad, Ron Paul. Let me see. Ron Paul. Okay, guys, I'm on Twitter all the time. And Elon Musk tagged Ron Paul and said, would you be willing to work with me to streamline government efficiency? And he replied and said, yes, Ron Paul, not the son. Amir Sahir, CARB basically is a group of less than 50 people that determine the regulations for car in Cali, which affects the rest of the world. Pretty dumb. Donald Trump, that needs to be done. Because if there is a federal state correlation with CARB, cut the federal out of it. Let them do California shit. The rest of the states should be able to do whatever the fuck they want based on the voting public. If I'm in Florida, there are no emissions in Florida. You could literally have straight piped shit. They don't even check. You guys, those of you that live in emission states, understand how that works. You drive your ass down to Florida. You don't even have to have a catalytic converters. You could almost have open headers. They don't make you turn on the car. What you do is you drive it to the, with the equivalent of the Department of Motor Vehicles. You pay. The lady goes outside, verifies the VIN, verifies the miles, You're done. Drive your Pro Mod home if it has a VIN number. It don't matter. This is why people think there's actually custom tuning available. Exactly. Don't believe him. He's just saying what he's putting out there in the universe. It's a Whipple tune with the Predator blower. Boosted F-150 is using a Whipple base file. It was already confirmed. You're welcome. That's what I suspected. Nobody has access to 24 tuning unless it's the, Whipple, Pro Charger, and Roush. Whipple, Pro Charger, and Roush. That's it. I don't know why you guys think that there's some one guy somewhere that magically got tuning that no one else got. And you guys go, really? You must know stuff. Tell me more. No, it's an already vetted file. What did Nick Perry say? It's the Whipple tune with the Predator blower. Got it. This is why people think there's actually custom tuning available. Got it. ST Performance. What's up, brother? Look at the Fed budget in 1998 versus now. We didn't have kids starving in the streets then, but had a lot less government in our lives. There's a lot of fat to cut. We need recount. No way Kamala got that many votes. That's funny. I woke up on the 6th seeing Trump 286 and had the sigh of relief. The next 4 years are going to be better. That's the best way to put it. They're going to be better. They're not going to be great. He's going to fuck up. Someone's going to do some dumb shit. They're going to sue him. They're going to try to do some stuff. But what I look at it is in the cutting of the regulation is going to be pretty amazing. I think I should sit on the ground because my back is hurting. I'm old. And I worked out today. I worked out at the Lund Racing Gym. I mean, pretty badass. I love the fact that they have a bench there. Oh my God. Let me put this forward. Put the mic here because my back is dead. See, I'm one of those guys that when I work out all the way. I don't do this like bullshit. I get after it and everything hurts afterwards. And if you're working out and nothing hurts afterwards, you're not working out hard enough. That's just, this is much better. Oh, much better. I won't lie. They don't even check shit here. And I pay my $13.50 and go. You hit the nail on the head with the EPA. The government agencies will almost never roll back their mandates because they know their budget will go down. Alex, would you drive a Factory 5 Daytona with a Coyote stick AC on, the potential? So the more I look into the Factory 5 stuff, you got to understand that's like a $100,000 car. And then you have a car that's basically rickety. It's a kit car. It doesn't have all the amenities. And don't get me wrong, it's a dream to have one. But the reality of having one probably is not as good as the dream. A lot of you guys lust after a Fox body. By the way, Roadster Shop, if I'm not mistaken, came out with a chassis, a full chassis. Let me see. I can't show you. Shop. Fox body chassis. So do this. Go to Roadster Shop, Fox body chassis, YouTube it, and check out what they have coming for the Fox body. A full frame situation. So now Fox body is going to be $100,000 cars. A Factory 5 anything, whether it's a Daytona or a Factory 5 Cobra. I prefer the Cobra. It's a you want to call it iconic. It is. I would prefer a Factory 5 Cobra, twin turbo Coyote, and almost die in it. But the problem is the reality of owning one is probably worse than the dream. Look at all the stuff they got here. They got a bunch of planes. I was just looking at all the toys that the kids come by. They got a bunch of airplanes. It's nothing but airplane toys and stealth fighter toys. I'm just playing with them. They're just all over the place here. Are we getting YOLO? Thought that was the bet one night. You're probably not going to get YOLO. You got to understand, guys. You got to turn the page. You need to turn the page. YOLO does not hold up anymore. One, my voice will be shot for a week if I do YOLO for an hour and a half. I might do YOLO videos here and there and sprinkle them, but I can't ever bring that character out if nothing's wrong. Like I told you guys, if I get out of the industry ever, YOLO can come out because then he kind of has to come out. We're sitting on the floor with Alex, real casual. Need a foot rub? No Diddy. Oh, dude, I'd love a foot rub. I'd love a foot rub and a ball rub. You ever get a ball rub? Just a ball rub? Like, honey, don't do nothing. Just rub my balls while we watch TV. Boy, I miss that. Oh, man, they got to give me a sneaky link to rub my balls while we watch Netflix. No idol worship. Got to hold his administration accountable from the start. No slack. And Vance will need to be able to continue things to truly change the course. It'll take longer than 4 years. Exactly. You got to understand what this means. If he starts cutting and slashing, there's going to be pushback. There's going to be shadow campaigns, shadow governments that don't like the fact that the money flow gets cut off, and people are going to fight that. There's billions of dollars out there that are being wasted. What do you think is going to happen if someone goes in there and goes, hey, let me see what the Defense Department has for a budget a year? $1 trillion? Okay, where the fuck's that money gone? Let me see what I gave. What did you guys produce for us with $1 trillion? And you'll see them start to go and people might end up let's just say being offed because they're asking too many questions. David Banner, Hulk, what's happening? Roadster Shop chassis looks heavy. Exactly. I don't think it's meant to be racy. I think it's meant to be ride quality and stiffness. Hey yo. YOLO, DNA High Performance, Freaky, Theo, Hours. Alex, so what are you going to do now that Trump won? The 3-valve? I'm not going to do shit. You got no one agreed. I said maybe YOLO will come back or I'd rather build a 3-valve, but I never said I was going to do shit. I said I'm going to be more optimistic. I'm probably going to take a little bit more risks in the next couple of years because if the tax code changes, guys, every year since Biden has been around, I've had to stroke a check to the government every year for over $15,000 in taxes after paying everything I've had to pay and hitting a certain tax bracket. And then I was forced to spend money so that I could offset that. But then I like having the money in the bank. It's weird to like have a low balance but have stuff. I'd rather have a high balance and less stuff. So the ZR1 is going to probably take priority when I get back to town tomorrow. When I get back to town, tomorrow night, I'm going to go ahead and take the motor out of the Fairmont, put it in the Corvette with a clutch in it. And I have motor mounts that Jake has that we're going to go ahead and see if we can get them coming. And if I can get the motor mounted on the Corvette with the motor mounts and all the bolts, a clutch in it, and slid into the torque tube input shaft, and everything is sitting under its own weight, and I can then measure that gap, I think the stuff's going to happen sooner than later. Do you go to the steam room sauna after working out at the gym? Never. I go home. I seen a Factory 5 Cobra with a stock Coyote in it, track day, and it thing flew. Nick Perry says, your Yodi's a Factory 5 car. You're ahead of the game, bro. Exactly. I think the Trump should make the Ukraine pay money back. Oh, could you imagine if Trump goes in there, goes, we gave you $300 billion. We want to know where it's at. I know you should, because all you see in the Ukraine stuff, especially if you're on like weird forums and Twitter, it seems like they just have drones blowing up tanks. You're telling me it costs $300 billion to fund shitty looking drones to drop bombs on tanks? Zelensky probably has a yacht or two, a couple houses, a couple bitches. He's always wearing army gear. I can't wait till he goes in there. I can't wait till he goes in there and tells NATO, fuck you, NATO. Fuck you, NATO. Fuck you, Zelensky. Give me my money back. Oh, Putin, you want Zelensky? You can have him. Fuck it. Just stop the war. Bro, again, on the automotive side of things, that is low-hanging fruit. Immediately, a whole industry will go up. Gas cheaper. Oil plentiful. Automotive regulations cut. That will directly affect us right here, guys. That's the one that's going to be the one to look out for. And this channel and this show is going to absolutely be dialed in on what the changes could be. Watch Jim Farley shave his head finally, get rid of that wig, shave his head, and say, we're building fun cars again. You know what? Now that this administration's here and he's cut all regulations, we're going to bring to you the, all-wheel drive twin-turbo Mustang. Oh, my Lord. Stop it. I will buy that one. Smoke detector, I voted for Jill Stein. You're doing it wrong. A few grand in the bank and the rest in brokerage money market. No, thank you. Stop, Mr. Fucking. I love people that know everything. I love people that say, oh, you got to do it this way. I'll do it my way. Thank you. Appreciate you. Alex is going to be tuning at 3 a.m. collecting tax-free overtime. That's some of the things we talked about today. I'll give you a bit of an insight. More hours. No, I'm not tuning after hours. I'm probably tuning earlier. I get up at 5 a.m. anyway. If I go to the gym, do my thing, take Tony out, and everything's good, I'm just kind of sitting on my ass from 6 to 8 until I have to start working. I'll probably just start tuning at 6 and finish at 5 and work 11-hour days until I can't. You understand? Coming up, what you'll see is certain moves that Lund Racing was presented with. Let's just say that. We didn't seek this out. all of the opportunities that are happening on our end are happening without us looking for stuff to happen. You understand? Like, I'm working with a couple of manufacturers right now that I think you guys are going to be excited about. I think if parts start showing up in the next month, I think you guys are going to be excited of what the plans are, and I will tell you the plans, but I'm going to try to get everything running first. I don't want to blow my wad and then just kind of like all of a sudden not come through. I've done that a couple of times and I feel bad about it. I'd love to be able to have something running and driving and debut it at the same time so that you guys get, the payoff ASAP. No waiting around and teasing and blah, 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 blah. No, none of that shit. You never hit the steam room after workout. Steam room negates the gains you can make. Exactly. He told RFK to do whatever he wants. Just don't touch the oil. Good call, says Heath. My investments are already doing better, says Coyote Crime Lord. Instant 1,300 points up on the Dow Jones. Why? It's a futures market. So they see that he has favorable policies for business, automotive, energy, environment. You think windmills in the ocean is cool for whales? Have you ever been underwater and someone like in a pool and someone taps it and it freaking, you imagine what a whale hears under the water with a whooshing wind turbine that's built on the ocean. Like, it's ridiculous. And supposedly they're just swimming into the freaking onto the shore. They're like, whoa, this sucks. No. It's better for the environment to have massive windmills. By the way, they have a gearbox in there that's full of oil. And then they go into a landfill after they're decommissioned. You bury the fiberglass blades in a landfill. Get the fuck out of here. Lund Racing for the win, says Jim Oak A-hole. If Trump can get Ford to put a Coyote in the Navigator, I'll get rid of my Escalade since Farley is going to make cool cars. Now, when's YOLO Live? Never going to happen. He's only going to be in it for 4 years. Yeah, but Vivek, we could have 20 years of right-wing policies. The cash in the bank, losing value every day, man. That's fact. Really? How come my savings has gone up? Michael? Explain to me, like I'm a retard, why the money goes up every month. Well, and then he does that fuzzy math. Well, when you take into account inflation and the penis size, I mean, if you're measuring from the shaft and not the butthole, bro, shut up. If my money, if inflation goes down, my money is worth more. And if it keeps going up, it's just going to shut the fuck up. I love these people that think they know everything. Meanwhile, they're on this chat. You know everything and you're on this chat. S550 Jalen said, what's up, Alex? On your free time, watch this dude, grade A under A. I feel like you would love this motherfucker. Anyway, hoorah, Trump. Exactly. I made 30,000 yesterday, says Nat Jew. Rad Dad says, I get to work at 6 a.m., 4 hours before most everyone else. I work till 4 p.m. 3 of my projects are 1,000% return, according to the Global Operations Group. South Detroit Entertainment says, if you want to cut weight, using an infrared sauna helps to cut weight, but that's something that interests you. Joey G, I'm at Lund Racing HQ. Vance debates so well that I don't see him not winning in the next election. Him and Vivek, he might have a primary. I'm not going to lie, JD Vance is very well spoken. That'll be awesome. They could even bring back the OBS F-150 and make family sedans great again. Why do you guys like the old body style trucks? I hate them. I would like to see a YOLO YouTube short. That's it. Oh, okay. I could do YOLO. Okay. Put a 1 on the chat if you want to see YOLO shorts. Put a 2 on the chat if you want to see a YOLO live stream. I could do YOLO shorts. That's easy. Yeah, I could do that. I could do a minute YOLO short. That's not a problem. Armchair advisor, couch touching the wall. Stocky ass, having ass. Armchair advisor, couch touching the wall ass. Stocky ass, having ass. Says Anthony. I don't think Trump is going to do much in, excuse me? In 4 years, he didn't do much in his first 4 with control of the House and Senate. Boy, 6515. Then why was it better in his 4-year term than Biden's? Go ahead and tell me that Biden's term was Trump's leftovers. Okay, so we got way more 1s on the chat than 2s. So that means you want YOLO shorts. I'll get you YOLO shorts. I'll work on it. I promise. I'm not going to let you down. I'll try to make some YOLO shorts. Old style. Selfie, 1 minute, make a couple of jokes, bring them back, a little older, a little more weathered, but more, wiser. That way your voice doesn't strain as much. It is very tough to do a YOLO voice. It's very, very, I'm fucked. Let me just end the stream there. Want to cut weight fast? Do math. 80 gallons of gear oil every 18 months. 80 gallons of gear oil every year or 18 months, says JD Swag. Non-members don't count. Does YOLO race car have only rears? We know who voted for Kamala exactly. You're in the wrong chat. Trump should release my classified files on day one, says Jack Kennedy. Okay, let's stick to the car stuff. But I understand the optimism. How many of you put a 1 on the chat? No, put a 5 on the chat. If you were slightly emotional when Trump won because of the positive vibes that you got. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I sat there seeing his whole family, his wife, his 18-foot tall son, Barron. And I'm like, this motherfucker got shot. He got arrested. He's been put on trial 2 or 3 times. They're still trying to put him in jail. In New York, Letitia's like, yeah, I'm going to put him in jail. I was like, good for him. I was happy for him. Slightly emotional, not crying, but like adulation. Like, God damn it, you did it. I would have quit. I would have been like, wait, I got a couple $1 billion in the bank. Ivanka's hot. My family's good. He's like, nah, the only way to get out of this is to see it through, see it all the way, and get back into power for the American people. But because if not, they would have still fucked with him because he's alive. No, this dude's way stronger than most. And he's like in his 80s. And he eats McDonald's and Diet Coke. So eventually, that seems to be a preservative. So eventually I might just take on that diet. Yeah, everyone's like, look at all the 5s in the chat. Ridiculous amount of 5s in the chat. Everyone was happy for the guy. I was up till 3 a.m. and guess when I had to drive back at 2 a.m. I was up till 2 a.m. and guess when I had to drive to Lund Racing HQ that day? An hour later. I took a nap, got up, drove 3.5 hours to Lund Racing HQ, worked a full day. Then I fell asleep like around 9:30 or 10 because, you know, when you're here, when you have John Lund at your disposal, you have to take advantage. And when he drops knowledge, when he's having his old fashioned chilling, just talking, you got to just ask him all these questions and all this stuff and get as much knowledge from the guy as possible. By the way, I saw Joe from FFRE today. It was great to catch up with him. He was at Lund Racing HQ. I was looking over the Grey Goose. I'm going to see if I can talk to Senior tomorrow and lock him in for a 10-minute interview about the wiring issue that the Grey Goose was experiencing, what the fix is, what to look out for, because again, he is the guy building the Grey Goose and he's just kind of like fixing things as we go. And the goal for that car is to run a 6.5. And the last time they had a cylinder 1 misfire issue on the Grey Goose, he found the culprit. He's fixing it, and I'm going to try to lock him in for an interview on that. I'm going to try to for 10 minutes, and then I'll see if Junior wants to talk about anything, upcoming projects and things that are happening in 2025. Remember, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas coming up. We take a week off for Christmas, so that's going to come and go really fast. And then 2025 is here, and we're in the thick of our racing season. Our racing season, guys, is this time. So we're going to go to whatever test sessions are possible. By the way, I heard a rumor that a certain track owner does not allow me to get back in that track. I ain't going to race in your fucking track, bro. I'm going to go there supporting the Lunds, but I don't want nothing to do with your fucking track. Oh, and why is that? Because I called out the hypocrisy. People were rooting for the West Palm track to close, and it did, and they were happy that it did. So now when another track has issues and I simply point them out because it's true, don't get salty, don't get emotional, just say, he's right, let me get better. And he's going to try to ban me from, bro, please publicly ban me from that track. Please, please, please publicly ban me from that track so I can get the green light to talk shit on it nonstop. Non-fucking stop. Stop it. Do not poke the fucking bear. All them folks who were crying about Florida voting for Trump, y'all can leave South Florida now, please. Yeah, so this was a bit of a problem. Let's look at the electoral map. I can't. Anyway, look up an electoral map. I don't have dual screens. Look up an electoral map, and you'll see that Palm Beach County was a little on the blue side. And I was like, I get it. There's a lot of New Yorkers here. Why the fuck did you move to Florida? Why the fuck did you move to Florida, New Yorker, if you voted blue? Why the hell did you move to Florida if you voted for a Democrat? You don't get it. You don't move to Florida and try to change it. A lot of these guys, and I met them, and I'm dating and stuff. These women come down here from New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and they're like, COVID restrictions, gender affirming care, all this stuff. Then they get to Florida. Let's vote for Kamala. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I'm blown away that people voted blue at all in Florida, anywhere. Michael says he can't ban you. He can trespass you. If you go there, though, you should make him do it. If I pay for a ticket to go help the Lunds for a race or something, and you go out of your way to fuck with me because I said the truth about your track and your event, please make me famous. Please have an open grudge with me. That will only make me stronger. Remember when Anakin didn't have the high ground? He thought he was strong, right? And he jumped, and Obi-Wan chopped off his shit, and he was so full of hate, he became stronger. I don't think you want that. Jared Wilson's wife boyfriend says, Alex, I'm outside, man. Can I get more LRXs, please? All I have is $5. Any update on the Callaway Detailing Performance Dude? Callaway Detailing and Performance Dude. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Dropping a like, late as usual. He can't ban you. Oh, he can trespass you. Got it. For the water, I guess. Right, exactly. What's your thoughts on the missing 15 to 18 mil Democratic voters that were in the 2020 election and gone in 2024? They cheated, okay? They printed bullshit ballots. They cheated. They 100% cheated. And even Democrats are now starting to go, why did 15 to 20 million people stay home? Go on Twitter right now and type in 20 million votes. And you will see a huge list of people going, where did the 20 million go? Where do you think they went? The trucks didn't make it in time to cheat. Stop it. Stop it. Nardi Mercado says, amazing how fucked up New York has been, especially in the last 4 years, and voted red. Canto de come mierda. New York, Jersey, and New England states are an embarrassment. You guys wonder why I left Massachusetts? Did you see the electro map? Type in electro map on Google and take a look at the bluest area. 100%. The Northeast and the West Coast. Fuck those places. Fuck those places. Let me make sure that OBS is doing good. I saw this thing skip a little bit. Yeah, frame rate's good. Oh, it did drop a couple of frames. Looks like the internet is choppy here at Lund Racing HQ. You scared the shit out of my dog. Star Wars quotes, thought you weren't a Star Wars fan. I'm a Star Wars fan. I like everything. Braden says, house and a twin turbo GT350 coming soon to the Alex Flores channel. I have 4 years of money-making opportunity. If I don't end up in a house with a garage in the next 2 to 3 years, I've failed myself. I have failed myself. I can't grow in the current, situation I'm in. I have to spread my wings, so to speak. So I got the money. It's just a matter of finding a house that isn't $700,000 in Palm Beach County. So if I got to move away from Palm Beach County, I would hate it, guys. I love it there. I would hate to move away from that area, I'll be honest with you. But if I got to move away from the area to better my business and life, I'll do it. Unfortunately, it's going to be north, and I don't want to move north because I love South Florida. God, you need to go there to understand why South Florida is so special. You mean some shenanigans never happened? What do you mean, Michael Day? I'm sorry, I'm late hunting for 20 million votes. I got it. Excuse me, sir. CNN and MSNBC said the 2020 election was 100% fair. Yeah, exactly. 20 million. Check it out. Chad Morin became Bitch Love member. Thank you so much. Fast Hippo says the track owner is also PR. Any y'all can compete in some eyebrow trimming contest. I don't trim my eyebrows. Puerto Ricans that trim their eyebrows are goofy. What the fuck are you doing? Puerto Ricans that look like they're surprised all the time because their eyebrows are trimmed and they trim their beard all nice and shit. Y'all goofy weirdos. You fucking goofy weirdos. Fuck out of my life. No ID in New York to vote. Unbelievable. I vote red in the blue state. F the dog scared me, says Ray Williams. Trump gonna make 2024 Mustang tuning available. No, but let's just say, guys, in a hypothetical world, that the tuning on a 24 Mustang can be opened up by an over-the-air update. Now, I don't think that's the case, okay? But let's just say in an alternate universe, after January 21st, when President Trump becomes the 47th president of the United States, like that. Tuning becomes available for the 24 Mustang. I don't know this. I don't know how it works. But if you can revert an F-150 back to the stock tune, over the air update, can you make a Mustang tunable by disabling whatever key program and letting them suck off the stock tune, index it, and flash it? I don't know this. I don't know this at all. I'm just spitballing. And that's what we do here. We speculate. Because if it's as easy as an over-the-air update to revert a 21 to 23 F-150 back to stock, let's do some, let's take some leaps and say, why can't it then be unlocked with an over-the-air update? Naples ain't bad, but I don't want to move to Naples. Florida is full of New Yorkers that love to tell you how much better New York is than Florida. You're not wrong. FFRE built Alvo to a turbo Voodoo GT250 would be sick. Come up to Indian River County, not far from you, and still semi-affordable. Indian River County? Where the fuck is that? Let me see. I'll do it on the phone. Yeah, fuck that. I'll do that on the phone. Indian River County? Where the fuck is that? Let me see. Oh, this phone is exploding. It's exploding. Sorry, Jesus. Indian River County. Vero, Melbourne. But it's small. But Fort Pierce is a little basketball player-y, right? Isn't Fort Pierce kind of basketball player-y? You know what I'm saying? Fellsmere. North Beach, Sebastian, Indian River Shores, Mico, Vero South, and Florida Ridge. Fort Pierce is probably like a Riviera, right? Yeah, we'll see. Maybe. I'm going to have to do it. Are you talking about the right to repair? What the fuck are you talking about? You gave up on the turbo kit for your white Mustang? Oh my God, Mustang Badman, you're like 3 years. You're like 3 years too late. GTA 6 is going to come out, and then motherfuckers will say they know about South Florida. 11 million people south of Florida versus 3.8 million in North Florida. People living on top of another people doesn't sound like a fun time. The Gap Father, come here. You know what the fuck you're talking about. The particular track owner has more chins than a Chinese phone book. Imagine you're going to go out there and give criticism to an event and you hope it gets better versus him. So I don't have confirmation that this happened. But it was like, hey, doesn't that guy work for Lund Racing? Trying to get me in trouble with my boss? That's cuck-ass bitch behavior. If you got a problem with me, hit me up. Facebook, I'm available. Hit me up on Facebook and air out your dirty laundry. And no, it'll be public with me because I want to let the people know the shit you said. But it's a rumor, so nothing has been confirmed. But it was the type of thing that, doesn't that guy work for Lund? Shouldn't he shut up? If not, I'll get him in trouble with his boss. I'm like, don't you know the relationship I got with the Lunds? The relationship I got with the Lunds is stronger than a fucking track that spins all the fucking time. Fuck out of here. And do you think I give a fuck about racing that much? You think there's no other tracks around? Boy, you don't see me knocking on the door to that track to test all the time like if it's badass. Please. Trying to make a track like, oh, go ahead, take away access to that track. Boy, that'll just make me stronger. Don't go that far north. Indian River is on patrol live. Seems like a shithole. Yeah, no thank you. Dropping a like and a watch in the morning. Hello, it's 3 chins here, says Nardi Mercado. Couldn't a tune be uploaded over the air as well? CJM, that's what I'm saying, because there's a reversion happening with 2123 F-150s. So if the 2123 F-150 can be reverted back to stock as it's driving, why can't a 24 Mustang be unlocked? I'm going to talk to John today. Like after this, I'm going to talk. He's going to have an old fashioned. We're going to chill, watch Newsmax. And I'm going to talk to him about over-the-air updates because he knows, see, whatever you think Senior knows about tuning, he's even more knowledgeable about programming. Tuning and programming are two different things. So, and wiring. And because, look, trans brake stuff, valve body stuff, dump valve stuff, wiring stuff, reverse flowing stuff, all of that has been done by Lund to the Grey Goose. You have no idea how much work is done to the Grey Goose at like a micro level to make it go down the track. A lot of people think that we just slapped clutches on a 6R80 and went A to B. Meanwhile, they don't realize it has a Gen 2 control pack for a reason. It has a modified valve body for a reason. It's got a dump valve that we don't use because it spools fine. It's got a stock converter. It's got a 4M converter from a Circle D. It's got a second gear leave, which is basically making it a 2-speed, non-lockup converter. And we trap over 210 miles an hour. Like, please stop it. Donnie, the Dirtbag versus Tesla Plaid channel. Bradenton, win, goal, completed, then sell. Don't know what you're talking about. Was wondering why you didn't get the Aldo Weld kit. So, dropping a like and a watch in the morning. Why not just figure out an early F-150 PCM swap? JMS Performer says, why not just figure out an early F-150 PCM swap? Do me a favor, JMS Performance. Keep talking. Go into more detail. What do you mean specifically? I'm not being a dick. I just want to know what you're saying. Integrated LRX in the 2450 programming or tunes on the fly that come with the UCU to think it's an update. That'd be interesting. What are your thoughts on that guy who made that video about Lund customer service? Okay, so that guy, unfortunately, I think there's something wrong with him. I think, and I'm not being an asshole. Okay, who the fuck goes out of their way to make a video highlighting how dumb you are? If you see the video, in the video, he goes to the emails. In the emails, he states that he had mechanical issues. In his Facebook posts, he stated that he had wiring issues because they rubbed on the blower pulley. What else? He ordered the wrong tune, and the car ran badly. And he ordered the wrong cold air intake because it's a CJ cold air, the 150 millimeter versus the 123 millimeter. But he was confusing it with the 132 throttle body. So he's either dyslexic or something. And then he went on a diatribe about how much we suck. And after he fixed his issues, he got a tune from another person, told them the right thing after screwing up with us, and that guy sent them a tune that supposedly idled well. After mechanical issue after mechanical issue, he ordered the wrong tune, he uploaded the wrong tune, and after being given the right tune, he quit, got another tune, and said that we suck, then makes a 45-minute video outlining how much we suck, and in the video, literally admits that he fucked up, because we are telling him in the email, bro, you fucked up. Now you understand if in the ticket system, I'll talk to you a certain way. Because I know one of you psychopaths will screenshot that stuff. I can't be honest with you in the ticket system. Let's talk about that. I can't be honest with you in the ticket system. I can't say, hey, you're stupid. I got to go, sir, can you please check if you removed the insert from the Roush cold air? And you go, what insert? The insert you said you removed because you ordered it for a no insert. Oh, fuck. Goes outside, takes apart the cold air. Fuck, there's a goddamn insert in there. Takes it out, puts it in. Car runs beautiful. So what do I want to say in the ticket system? Hey, remember when you went online and said we suck? And then you found out that you suck? When are you going to make the video saying, same energy, the same energy you went after us saying we suck, same energy, say, I fucked up, I didn't do this, da-da-da-da. So how do I talk to you in the ticket system? I talk to you like a fucking chat GPT robot. I go, hello, sir, can you please make sure that you have removed the insert from the Roush cold air? I can't talk to you like a normal person. JMS expands on that. 2022 Coyote F-150 PCM in the same engine trans strategy. You could possibly... it's a different computer. JMS. It's a different computer. It's a different computer. It's an MG1 versus a TC298. Do you think the pins are in the exact same spot? Do you think the connector is the exact same connector? Do you think the CAN addresses are exactly the same? Just run a 21 F-150 strategy to... I wish Senior was here. I'd ask him. He is here, but I don't want to bug him. You got to come to Lund with the same energy you would ask the Godfather for justice. Kiss the ring. Hello, Godfather. You come to my house asking for murder. I ask for justice. Your daughter's still alive. You come to my house and on the day my daughter's to be wed, you don't even offer friendship. You don't even think to call me Godfather. Be my friend. Godfather. Check for vacuum leaks. I sprayed carb cleaner on it and didn't find any. Would take time in wiring diagrams. Can network diagrams. Okay, stop. JMS Performance. Tell me why, with that same thought process, you can't 6R80 swap a Gen 3. The software. Completely different computer. Oh no, but so you want us to rewire the whole motherfucker with a 21 F-150? Why not just buy a 21 F-150? Why does it have to be a 24? Where is the pop in the collar on that? Dude, you're going about it the wrong way. Where are people buying these stage 1, stage 2 upgrade kits for the F-150? Need 132 millimeter intake horn, says Rad Dad. Obviously isn't completely different. Obviously it's completely different. Exactly, JMS Performance. So why do it? And then to what end? When something is done by a company, meaning PCM swap an F-150, let's say 21 to 23 to a 24, you do it under the hope that you can then replicate it cheaply and sell it. If you have to can address hell, repin hell, custom software hell, shut off codes that probably don't exist in 21 onto the 24, hell, body control module. Does the body control module jive? Did you think about that? And then to what end? To say you did? At the end of the day, what you did, you basically took a 24 F-150 and put a 21 computer in it. It's a 21 F-150. It's silly. I love you. It's just silly thought process. Where are people? Already got that. Obviously, it's completely different. Yeah, exactly. Alex, got a 2024 single cab. Which supercharger should you go with? Sell it. T, go back to the dealership and sell it. 21 F-150 used MG1, but the encryption and CAN messaging is different on 24 F-150. Oh, you're right. Sorry. You're right. 21 F-150 used MG1. You're 100% right. But you're right. The CAN addresses are different. I'm thinking Mustang, because Mustang had TC298 all the way to 2023, and I think the Mustang has something similar to the F-150. You're 100% right, JSE Decker. You know that Tony Hinchcliffe let out the sigh of relief when Trump won by landslide? I'm getting turvy energy from this guy. No, he seems fine. Little Dirk coming home 2025 since he slides a Trump little sum on the Kodak Black. How do you put a 24 VIN in a 2022 ECU? Sounds impossible. Sound I gotta go fast. Alex put a girl on. Hey yo. Okay, then put a carb on it. Got it. Here we go. JMS Performance. Stop being smart. Stop saying dumb stuff. Stop trying to get a cop fucking attitude here, because I got nothing but time to fuck with people. That's what I do. So stop trying to cop a fucking attitude. Okay. If you want to make a 21 F-150 a computer fit a 24, go do it. No one's stopping you. Go do it. Go do it. To what end? To what end? Are you going to make kits? Are you going to make conversion kits? Are you going to make wine harnesses? To what end? To say you did? That is just ridiculous behavior, in my opinion. How much power can a ID1000 support on 85 Turbo Coyote? Go to the Injector Dynamics site. There is a calculator, or injector flow calculator. Punch in everything on the left, and it will tell you. Tony is not at the Lund. Tony is at being boarded right now. He got hookworms. He must have ate shit. And they sent me a couple of pictures of Tony at the vet, because they're really good about he's chilling. Where is it? Here it is. Well, this thing's super delayed. Yeah, Tony's there chilling. They sent me a couple of photos of Tony, just chilling. And he'll be dude loves strangers, so he'll be good. If you move north, go to Melbourne. Indian River is dead as fuck. I left West Palm to buy a house, a reasonable price in Melbourne. But Chris Roro, did you like it though? Was it a good decision? Did you feel it was the right decision to make to move up there? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I love Palm Beach County. I absolute love Palm Beach County. El Verga Larga says, cheaper and easier to swap the bed and front end to go from Gen 2 to Gen 3 running gear. Okay. You're not wrong. Alex, did you see the Roush reused their old front end 2.6 blower on a 2124 F-150? No. Okay, so I was talking to somebody in the know, and I said, hey, will Roush institute the dual throttle body blower 2650 on the new truck? And then I didn't know that the 24 F-150 from the factory comes with one throttle body. And I went, no. It's too bad. Roush, I love you. You fucked up. Roush, you fucked up. I love you. They used, say what, Alex? Nardy, stand down. Stand down, Nardy. Boy, you got, okay. Let's shout out to the Amri. When someone goes in on the Lunds, the Amri attacks like a pack of fucking wolves. And I absolutely love it. I'm there for it. I loved seeing the Amri up in this guy's guts, calling him out, and then himself snitching, because basically, long story short, again, he ordered the wrong tune, wrong cold air, the right tune was sent. Then he goes, oh, wait, no. He went dark for a little bit, had a ton of mechanical issues, and then ended up figuring out that, oh my God, you want to come up? Come on up. We got to talk to you. John Sr. Sit on the couch here. So, we were talking about, real quick, oh my God, I can't get up. Oh, I'm dying. Some guy said, can you take the computer out of a 21 to 23 F-150 and put it in a 24 F-150 without, major heart surgery? Because you're a wiring guru. So what do you think about something like that?
It's been tried already. It's been attempted already. It doesn't work.
What do you think are the biggest issues with a swap like that?
So when you change, it's a different PCM. It's a different Bosch.
It's not an MG1?
It's a different architecture. So when you put that different architecture in, you have to make all the other modules
Body
work.
Control module, powertrain, everything.
Yeah, there's probably at least a dozen modules that you would have to go in with a Ford IDS before you even tune it to make it recognize everything, and it won't do it.
Okay. So, in theory, you can't do the same to like a 24 Mustang, right? Because you can't take a 21, 23 PCM
Right.
and shove it in a 24 Mustang because the architecture is just different. Now, a quick question. We have talked about the 21 F-150 reverting back to the stock tune with an over-the-air update.
Yes, it's happened.
Can theoretically that be, let's say, a 24 Mustang? Can you remove the encryption with an over-the-air update from the mothership?
I don't think so. My knowledge and information is the 2024 and the 2025. It's being the encryption layer that happens to keep us out, to keep the tuning world out, is happening as the car rolls off the assembly line. To the point of each car that rolls off the assembly line is a different encryption than the one before.
So when the car is at the end of the line, they put in a unique encryption per the VIN.
I think that's happening.
And then that...
Definitely 2025 it's happening. 2024, there's rumor that there are some smart people that are close, but even then, if it's done, it's going to be, you got to send your ECU off,
bench flash it somewhere,
and then I need an update, because all these folks that get their tune and buy a cold air kit and a few other little mods, Ford's got an update for me, I need it done, and then they want to go back to the Ford's going to void your warranty immediately. You're voided the second you flash the car because mothership talks to it,
Right.
and your VIN's marked.
Have you ever seen a case where disabling the OTA, over the air update, can be grounds for a dismissal of a
Sure.
warranty?
I think so.
You could make that case.
Yeah.
So real quick, obviously we're all happy that Trump won. We talked about it at length. Everyone on the chat is a Trump person, legit. I hope. And if you're not, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, optimism for the future of the automotive aftermarket. Did you become okay in the 2 days since he's won? Have you gotten more optimistic, the same, or less optimistic?
I've gotten more optimistic. My retirement will be better.
Yeah, you're right.
My investments will be better.
Yeah, that's true.
But as far as the, everything being locked down, that's going to take a little while.
Okay.
That's going to take a little while.
Like, it's not like all of a sudden he flips a switch and
No.
we can tune cars without cats and
No,
turn off codes.
No, it's not going to happen. But legacy tuning for, somebody that buys a 2023 F-150 or a 2023 Mustang GT is going to be a while. I mean, we're still tuning
11 GTs.
11 GTs. I still own an 11 GT.
Yeah, on a 13, and it's like relevant.
Right.
It's very relevant.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be, yeah. So what I'm talking about more is industry, meaning not necessarily software, but obviously you see industry like oil and gas. You see those people, they pre-stage things based on election results. They go, hey,
Yeah.
we're going to do this
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see anything like that happening on the software side, hardware side, particularly with Lund Racing? Not us moving, but maybe companies, jockeying for position for a potential run.
It could be. It's difficult because nobody, except for those that have the inside track, which is, Whipple or somebody willing to pay for a contract, or an inside third party that has access to Ford. That nobody's been able to flash a 2024. So
Right.
I don't know how, I don't really know what the future of that market holds.
If a 24 Mustang becomes tunable, do you think you'll know as fast as anyone else will know, or before? Meaning, does Lund Racing, do you feel, gets, notified pretty quickly?
I'll know. Yeah. Because I'll be down at the local Ford dealership trading in my 15 or trading in the 21 truck, or whatever else we have. We have a lot of vehicles that we have in house that we do R&D on.
Right.
So, yeah, we'll know.
Okay.
We'll know.
So because
we'll have that. Hey, whether that's somebody from one of the tuning companies going, hey, we got the crap.
something fell off a truck, blah, blah, blah.
Or, something else.
Okay.
More than likely, it'll be something else.
So typically, when you hear someone say something like, hey, so-and-so has a 24 tune and we haven't heard about it, we know it's bullshit, right? Like, someone said, oh, someone's got a 24 from 50 tune. I said, that's a Whipple tune. He probably put a turbo kit and had the Whipple throttle on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no
Yeah.
IMRC. So
Right.
a no IMRC
Right.
intake is a Whipple tune with a Whipple throttle body.
Exactly.
So I went, oh, he
Yeah.
has a Whipple tune on it. And they were
Yeah.
like, oh, no, it's custom. And then they said, no, it's not
No,
custom.
it's not
So I
custom.
said, and the reason I say that is because if anyone was to know, is probably the highest volume Ford tuner on the planet, us.
Right.
You would think.
You would think.
You would
it's,
think.
It's somebody blowing smoke.
That's it.
Look how long it's taken. Recently there's been some somebody somewhere, not in the U.S., has cracked the TCM GT500 TCM. They don't even make it anymore. The car's done.
Right, you're right. They stopped.
I have a transmission from a 2020 sitting in my shop right now.
Mm-hmm.
I have no desire to figure out how to fix it or do anything to it, so I'm going to send it to Tremec.
So,
And
because a lot of people ask this question, they're like, why aren't you vetting the hardware and the tuning on the 2020 DCT that's discontinued? Like, why not spend resources, time, and money to hammer out the tuning on a DCT if it becomes available?
Yeah, why?
Right, why?
Well, because the market's not there. How many requests do we hit? You see
Oh my God.
our tuning requests for, hey, I've got a Coyote swap Fox body. I'm going to put a DTC in it.
yeah.
No, you're not.
The fuck you are.
and no one's done it.
Right.
And is it that strong of transmission? Yeah, I mean the thing handles 900,000 horse, but you start really pushing on it and it slips. It's
Right.
got logic that unless a standalone company, and there's only really one that comes to mind that
Motec.
has the ability to even do it, and they
Right.
haven't done it yet, simply because their resources are spread very wide on where they make money.
Right.
Everybody's into making money. So, how about the company that does the, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it called the Code Red?
Code
Or-
Red.
Code Red. Okay,
GT500.
I got it right.
Fat
so
House,
it's
yeah.
a Fat House Fab.
Yep.
Has that contract.
Right.
They use an FFRE built motor. Shelby America's involved. They slap twin turbos on this, and it's a select few for every year group, 2020, 2021, 2022. Is that transmission in any of those tunable?
It's they say they have a
They-
saucy stuff, you know.
They can control stuff. Right. This stuff that I saw that was a whole bunch of parameters being added in is somebody that's smarter than me that's reverse engineering stuff, but he's
How do you get it in the trans? How do you get it?
well,
Flash
all
it,
the
you know?
software companies have the ability to add your own parameters, so he's
Okay.
probably adding his own stuff in.
Okay.
Is HP tuners, they're the only ones that can flash it. Are they going to contact this guy and write a big fat check to get all those parameters? Sure, maybe.
Right.
I hope they do.
But then to what end, right?
Then to what end, and to what good does it do? Okay, so you have access all of a sudden to all these limiters that protect that transmission,
Right.
which is basically a 7-speed automatic with some variable type clutch
Dual boop boop. You know, on,
system
off.
up front. I
Right.
just looked at one today because it,
And they're
was
not
delivered.
big.
They're not
They're
very
not
big at all.
Right. And
It's
the car's
way small-
4,000 pounds.
It's way smaller than a torque converter. And
Right.
I lifted it out of the truck. It's way heavier than a 6R80.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Fat. Thing
So-
weighs like 300 pounds.
So the parameters that are there to protect it
Right.
are going to be removed.
Oh, yeah, okay. So then you got Slip City
Yeah. Or Brake City.
or Brake City. And then, why is my Fox body parked on the side of the road when I should have put a T56 in it?
A lot of people think that if you unlock something, you automatically go faster when they don't understand that the limiters are there to protect.
Right.
Like the limiters are designed to protect. Engine speed limiter. Like for example, when an automatic guy goes, "Hey, can you remove my neutral speed limit, my neutral rev limiter in my 21 and up Mustang?" And I go, "Why?" And they go, "Because I want to rev it to 7,000 in neutral." I go, "Don't you think Ford thought of that and said, let's not do that?"
Right.
But they want to do
Right.
it anyway. So, I go, okay, I disclaim it. I go, if you are revving it in neutral in a parking lot and something happens, it's not my shit.
Right.
Understand?
Right.
And as long as they say yes in the ticket system, here you go. But I only bring it up to like 6,000. I don't let it go to 8 or 9. 6,000, here you go.
Right.
You want to rev at the car show? Cool. Let me see if any questions are popping up here.
Sure.
And, y'all are sus. What's happening here? Damn, Alex back.
Sorry to
they're-
interrupt,
No, they're
by the
looking at
way.
my junk. They're looking at my cocks. That's okay.
You were down under the table. You were sitting on the floor. You
Yeah,
were
exactly.
comfortable.
So here you go. Hold on to this.
Okay.
Let me see if there's any questions here.
And this thing is like gold. It's like gold plated.
It's like the EAB microphone. But
Look
it looks
at
like Ben
that.
Stiller's character in
Yeah.
Godfall. I was gonna make a casting couch joke early, but I wasn't ready for this. Looks like a tennis ball in a trash bag. That was looking at my junk apparently. Alex, make a steal for second base. It's the bottom of the ninth. We don't got much time left. No, we can stay on for a little longer. It's all good because when you get senior on and you wanna be able to, get some knowledge. You gotta.
I think this is like the first time I've been on.
No, you've been. Remember, you were on. Make you let it go. You've been on. Remember when we went to? We were at the other building, the PA building. I had everyone on at the same time.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you had Junior and I on. Yeah.
So now, let's talk about the Grey Goose real quick because tomorrow, I think I want to make a video of what. Okay, so you were having some issues with the Grey Goose last time. Talk about that.
Okay, so we went to, let's fast track Grey Goose. We got real serious in 23. We put FFRE motor in. We found a phenomenal fabrication guy named Ryan Eckert, low profile fab locally here out of the Tampa area, Port Rich area.
Okay.
A lot of time. We whiteboarded a turbo kit from the cold side, intercooler, hot side, headers, everything, right down to the turbos. And this guy knocked it out of the park, did it exactly
He's super
how
talented.
I wanted it. Yes.
He's super talented.
Went to World Cup we wanted a 6. We wanted a 699,999
Okay. Last year.
Right. And third pass on the car, it easily did that. And you were up there. You saw it all happen.
It was so cool.
And then,
so cool.
And then we got into racing.
Yep.
We started racing. We started getting competitive.
I think that all of a sudden made us go, we're here.
We're here. We're a team. We had 4 people, and we started turning the car around. Things got quicker. The car kept literally hitting within hundreds of what Junior was setting up the boost controller to do. So only spun once, and won.
In the heat of the day.
Heat of the day,
right.
And it won.
Right.
And the guy I beat, his last name Conley's last name, super nice guy, very seasoned racer. He won this year.
Yeah.
He came
BJ
back and
Conant
won, and and did an excellent job and was hard to beat. Made me a better racer. So then we moved on, came back, lightened the car up a little bit, more fiberglass, carbon, lightened the car about 160, 170 pounds, and then we show up to Texas 2K, a little bit cockier, a little bit
justifiably so.
We know what the car can do,
right.
And changed tire size, went out. Tires didn't do so well. Gear ratio, second gear leave, a lot of things. A few small changes, but made
new converter that was
new converter tighter. New converter that the 2-piece
did not work.
Didn't work.
No.
You almost burned the transmission to the ground, burned the engine to the ground, tore shit up. I sugarcoat nothing, but I'm not gonna go full in. Okay.
Right.
We changed. We pulled the trans. You were under the car with me.
Oh man.
There, put the 4M back in. Same company's converter,
right?
Just a 1-piece, because we knew it worked. And
275 tire back on.
275 tire back on, went out, and we're rewarded with a 673.
Yep.
And then a 665.
Right.
And then met Brett LaSalla in the finals. What an honor! I mean, very fast car, very seasoned racer, and just pounded through a tough week of weather and everything else. So, but in that, a couple times we had a circuit code for the number 1 coil pack. Where did this come from? Why is this happening? Is it a wiring issue? Is it a coil issue? Is it a plug issue? There's many reasons that set that off. So, we troubleshooted as best we could, and we made it through the weekend. We get back, fast forward once the motor, because it had about 55 passes on it. It's beat. It's a very seasoned, beaten motor.
Yeah, he wanted it back. If we were gonna race, and he's like, I want it back.
Is anything wrong with it? There were some improvements made on piston design. We didn't have those designs. Our pistons compromised. Yeah, 5 of 8 were.
Oh, okay.
Aluminum rods were fine. Heads were fine. Everything was perfect in the motor. That was making probably not on the dyno, because we didn't spin it that hard on the dyno, but it's to sling a more with my fat ass in the car, 3,200 pound car, base 3190, to the ET and speed we're doing. We know physics, math. We're making about 2350.
Okay. Based on the math, the mile an hour, and the weight.
So it took a while to get those pistons done. got them done, put the motor back in, and we made our first big event was FL2K. Ugh,
Man.
you know, yeah, weather before, weather after, weather coming, hurricanes before and after, track conditions. You know, I never even pulled the chutes.
Right.
So we don't really have any definitive data. So we go to a track rental and get back after it again. We made some changes in tuning to kind of diagnose this coil issue that we thought we had, and still had it, but didn't throw the code, but noticed some EGT drop off in that cylinder, which means cylinder's dead.
So for the ones that don't know what the EGT is, you have exhaust gas temperature sensors in each
cylinder. Each cylinder. Yeah.
So when you saw a drop in temperature is when you started something's going on there?
Either it's not fueling or it's not sparking.
Or it's not firing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty simple. We knew it was fueling because we never had an injector code, and we tested the injectors, and I have the ability to do that on and off the car. So coil pack we swapped, started ohming out wiring, made it all the way back to the firewall. Not a real issue, but something's going on. Ended with the conclusion that after 4 years of having that wiring harness on the car and on and off various motors, tug, stress, everything else, things get compromised. Ultimately, we've determined that just because it's a factory ECU and it's super badass, when you push that much power through a factory computer, the coil drivers are not designed for it. We also had a grounding issue.
Is that the valve cover?
Because we coated the valve covers, and even though it was on a stud that met aluminum that was grounding through the head and through the motor, it's not grounding as well, and we had some flyback voltage that probably compromised. Happened in Texas, but it got worse.
Right.
It got worse and worse, and last pass on the car was a
669.
Last pass on the car was a 669 at 209.8 when the quarter mile clocks were on, but we were at a no time event that was religious about time, so they shut the quarter clocks off, and we only got an eighth, and the last eighth on the car was a 432 at 171.
That's your best eighth?
Best eighth recorded on the log. Pretty good mile an hour, and you can count the ET out for what it was. It would have been a 650. Didn't get recorded, but we were down a cylinder.
Right.
We had 7.5 cylinders.
You had another
Number
code
one
when it came back.
did not have a code.
Didn't have a code.
EGT was down.
EGT. Gotcha.
Yeah, because we raised some things out of the way that kill the code to diagnose some other things that we could look at and log. So we're going to change. So I yanked the harness and have fixed the injectors. Just rewired everything.
Okay.
And the coils. And decided to rewire the injectors too. And
that's what I want to show tomorrow. I'm going to grab a video of just the amount of wiring that's laid out on that table.
Well, what I did is the wiring was a Ford Performance Gen 2 harness, cut down, had the knock sensors knocked out of it. Wiring that we weren't going to use, IMRC wiring was knocked out of it to make it streamlined. What I did is I researched who makes a harness that's a standalone harness, coil, Gen 2, and injector for a Coyote. And generically, Holley makes these plug-and-play stuff that you can piggyback into different things. So cut the connector off and splice it right into mine, into the firewall, and voila, I got a new harness. That's really a robust harness. It looks good, confident in it. The other stuff was age. It was 4 years old,
right,
and it's beat on. So
you think it's time to
Yeah, it was time. Yeah, it was nothing that I'm not pointing a finger at anybody.
No,
it's
no,
just,
it's 4 years of the
yeah,
car running.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
So, it's not a big deal.
So we get that done, and
Keep going.
we get the injector harness in, and then fire back up this weekend. Real easy to check. You put the car in a two-step, and if that hole drops off, you'll see it in the EGT. So if that hole's up, we're up about 150, 175 horse, and we're going to take it back out and reset her on record. All we're doing is chasing her on record.
That's all. We're burying it into the core.
Right.
Fuck it.
And we've got some other changes in the future coming. I'm not going to talk about.
How excited though are you for those changes? Because I kind of alluded to it, but I've never given it up at all. Like not even close.
So those changes are going to come about for us to decide, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. What races we're going to hit next. We had it was a rough road, literally out to Texas 2K.
Yes.
But Enos, Texas now is the new track.
It's a better layout.
Oh my gosh.
It's a nice track.
NHRA Class Act, what an awesome redone facility. And I'd like to go back one more time in that street class.
Yeah. And win it.
And win it.
Yeah.
And lay down the law. And I think we'll be able to do that. That is also going to prepare us better for, all I'll say is the Blue Goose is going to come back.
Okay.
And it's, I have a lot of emotion with that car.
Yeah.
And it's going to kick some ass.
That Blue
It's
Goose,
going to hurt some
that Blue Goose
feelings.
It's going to be dumb.
It's going to be, yeah. We saw it this weekend.
But Grey Goose will be a 2K more than likely because it's a street car.
Yeah, sure.
class.
Yeah, but the Blue Goose, last time I drove it, it was, 45 degrees in the air.
You're right. You
It
never
has
went back to
not
the
been
track
down the
after
track
that.
since. It got fixed.
Yeah.
It got fixed by Jay Snabby at 1320. Redid the front end, tube chassis at the front because I buckled it and bent it. He fixed all that. And he's fixing it some more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that'll be something that we talked about. I didn't talk about which car it was, but you've already announced it, which is good. No, it's good.
I said, yeah,
But
nothing's-
2K is on the radar.
Yeah, sure.
Texas 2K
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
grip is so good, the
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
eyeballs.
Yeah,
On a
yeah.
good weather, we had bad weather and there were still people
Yeah.
in the stands. So if we can get good weather, go to 2K, represent, run
Yeah,
it, do
yeah.
good, and then maybe World Cup.
Maybe World Cup. We'll see.
I mean,
we'll see.
FL2K is going to happen because we're close. So if you
Yeah,
want to
sure,
test there,
yeah.
mess around, you
Right,
know.
right. Mess around. Yeah, yeah.
But let's say you get better conditions, no hurricane, no flood before it.
Right,
and let's say
right,
conditions
yeah.
are nice.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at what happened. It's when you have that kind of water, and the weather conditions come through it. It just it tears the track up.
It's impossible to bring it to what
And
we've seen it be awesome in rentals, but then during events like that, after being drowned in water, it's difficult.
yeah, no, I mean, right.
And the car's at a different level. See, like
Yeah.
on wastegate, let's say wastegate, what's the lowest power that car can make on no fucking boost?
Which car?
The Grey Goose.
The Grey Goose.
I mean, absolutely no extra boost added.
the new motor that's in there right now, we actually broke it in on pump gas, just to see through rings. Yeah, I'm not wiping my eyes. So, yeah.
Oh, you're good.
We got a little, sauce in there. Yeah. So we broke it in on pump gas. I think we did a wastegate, no boost controller. Boost controller was off. 10. It's got 11-pound springs in it.
Mhm.
Hit 11 and a half pounds. Yeah, it makes 1,000 horse.
So the lowest horsepower that car can make is 1,000 horse. So imagine you're leaving at how much boost?
I
do
mean
you leave on?
that's an 8. Yeah, if I left at 11 pounds and left at 11 pounds, the
1,000
car.
horse leave.
Yeah, the car will run like 850, 840.
But what I'm saying, the lowest you can turn it down is 1,000.
Yeah.
Whereas a 7-second car can turn it down to 700 on the leave.
Right.
And go whoop and
Right.
ramp it in.
Right.
You can't go any lower than about 1,000 wheel.
Right.
So that's why
Right.
I tell people that go to like a 2K or FL2K, they're like, street car hooked? Yes, they
Yeah.
can leave at 600 horsepower.
Right.
We cannot.
Right.
And the track has to be, fly
We
paper.
tried.
We tried.
We tried. We tried.
We brought the ramp to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suspension changes everything.
If you notice on our last pass, the car made it out about 300 feet because I left on 10, 11 pounds.
And then when power kicked in?
And then we tried to roll the power in, and it just wasn't there. And there were many other cars. For a comparable car, a lot of power car. There was Wonder Racing's Cobra. He couldn't get down the track.
Right.
Tons of power, way
Brett
more
spun
than
once, and that's the first time I've ever seen him spin.
Brett LaSalle made it down a couple times, but it seemed it was lane dependent.
Left lane was better.
Yeah.
And depending on when they sprayed, like if you're the first up,
you got it.
Second up,
if you're second up, you're done. But even Brett's car, if you listen to it, and
traction control
all the way down, you get bam, flame coming out the pipes. Right. You can tell. Yeah. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for Texas 2K, Grey Goose more than likely. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. That's why I'm up here. A lot of changes happening, a lot of events. We're kind of getting into more racing because we're competitive. Everywhere we've gone, we've competed at the highest level.
Yeah. Right.
And real quick, because a lot of people, I hear, and this is a personal thing. A lot of people say Alex doesn't know shit. Like Alex doesn't know shit about cars. Would you ever hire a guy that doesn't know shit? Would you ever hire a guy to tune cars for you that doesn't know shit?
No. The last hire we have, which is a local guy, Devin, and Devin has a passion for horsepower, a passion for cars, and he's a customer service guy.
Right.
I mean, just stories after stories after stories of cars. All the guys that are there have got Mustangs. Had Mustangs. Yeah. Even when I hired you in 2015.
Was it 15?
Yeah.
I thought it was 16.
No.
15.
15. We met at Texas 2K and you came on.
No, I met you at the mile. I have the photo.
I'm Texas 2K.
Texas Mile.
I had the state right. It was Texas Mile. I'm sorry. You're right. Texas Mile. I met you.
Beeville?
Beeville. It was still in Beeville then. Yeah. And that was in, I don't know, March, April 15. And then you didn't even come on board till like October.
Right.
Yeah, you had tons of Mustang experience, tons of not that
I think that's the only reason you considered me. You're like, that guy knows stuff.
Yeah. And then I rode with you in your black car on a street race.
Did I win that race? Did I win that race or did I lose that race?
Well, let's see. I was looking back at the other car, so I think you won. Yeah, you won.
That's to this day, that's still like a problem.
It was and that was down in Florida, and you were coming out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? What's happening? And I'm like, hope this guy drives good. I think that was all of a sudden it's like
it just happened. I'm like, we're racing.
So like, you were working for me then.
Yeah.
So like, are you thinking, well, I got my boss in the right seat riding?
No, I didn't.
You did.
Fuck this guy. We're gonna beat him.
You like strap in.
Yeah, strap in. We're going.
Hold
and you're
on.
Like, okay.
Okay.
Actually, you used to race every time after work on the way home. You'd race Junior and him in the Black Bean, and you like in a S197 or whatever. Like racing's like embedded in the company.
There was one time after we moved. You had come back in the company, and this is when we were in that big, huge shop that we kind of did a refurb on up there, and we had the 2020 Shelby. So it was somewhere between December of 19 and June of 2020 before I sold it. And Junior had been to the track with it and ran
10.3.
10.28 was as fast. Yeah.
Pumpkin. Well, octane.
And that's when you ran the Shelby that you didn't own at the time.
Right.
First pass.
Second pass was 8.1. First pass was like an 8.9. I foot braked in the first pass.
Yeah.
Second pass, I off the chip.
8.1. Yeah, it wheelied for like 250 feet. And it was like, holy crap.
I gotta buy this
fucking
thing.
I don't have insurance on Alex. So, yeah.
Right, so you saw me drive that car, and you must have been like, where the fuck that come from?
What? Well, I knew. I'd already ridden with
but
you.
But not at that level. Not that. That's I mean, I've been in 9-second cars.
Yeah,
that was like a whole caged up turbo 400.
I'd seen you in your 15 GT though. Right. I knew. Yeah. I had no doubts.
What did you race on the way back? No, that day was cool because I think you ran the Grey Goose.
I ran the Grey Goose, ran 780s.
Then
Yes.
Junior ran the
Yep. Yep.
GT500,
Yep.
and I ran the
And then later that week, I'm in my 14 Shelby, which by then had built motor and it's 1,000 horse on pump
Numbers.
gas with you got to tame that thing down because it's 11-to-1 compression. And he's in the white car, and we went the long way home. I'd moved to a new house up near him so we could be close to the grandkids.
Did you even hook?
I did not. Third gear at about 60. I'm not hooking, and he's next to me, and he's paddle shifting, bam, 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 and I started pulling him. But that car at the time only had a pulley and pump gas, so
But
he's
it was
about
right there, though.
850.
It was like,
Oh yeah,
keep it up.
I did not walk him off. It was awesome. Yeah, we'd have both gone to jail if.
So there's a lot of racing that happens.
Yeah, but my next door neighbors at the time, both husband and wife team were Philly cops, so they knew a lot of people. So something happened.
The guy with the Supra.
Yeah, and then he
I
got
remember.
yeah.
I remember that. And he had a bunch of video games in his basement.
He did. He's retired now.
He's retired.
Yeah, I
He
just
was like
talked.
30.
I just hit him up and said, "Thank God your state went red."
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, and he
Cool.
goes, "Well, we're part of that." So
Good.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
All right, we'll end it there because we could probably talk for hours.
Yeah,
so
we would. We'd
we got stuff
definitely
to do tomorrow. So we'll kind of keep you guys in touch as to what happens with the Blue Goose, what happens with the Gray Goose at Texas 2K. That's kind of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. But once we get more details and all that stuff, we'll be able to kind of give you more, information as to where we're going to be, what we're going to do. I'll see if there's any questions. Look at just into intersection where two lanes become one. What's happening here? Some of you support. This is for the rest of us. I support what's happening. Okay, everything looks good. Someone's talking about being salty, but whatever. I guess I'll catch the comments later. No, they're not. I think they're arguing because there was a guy here. I'll give you I'll give you something. So, somebody wanted me to review a car, and I said, well, I don't know if I want to review your car because I've seen your car on the Mustang Lifestyle channel, and me and that guy don't get along.
No.
By the way, did I run in the trailer? Did I run into the trailer when that guy came up to try
He
to talk
ran
to
up
me?
on some faggot-looking scooter. I was. Look, all I know is you were yelling inside. This dude's over there sitting on a scooter, all comfortable. It was hot. I had to go take a piss,
right.
and then Junior walked up, and then
He's like,
Junior's
"Get outta
like,
here."
"Get
Like,
out of here! You get out of here!" And the guy rode off on his scooter.
Right. So then this guy was like, hey, I want to bring my GT350 down and have you review the car. And I'm like, I don't know. I think I've seen your car on his channel. And he's like, no, I don't know him or anything. I said, okay, no problem. Just say fuck Mustang Lifestyles on the chat and I'll review your car. Never did.
Oh,
Disappeared.
Yeah. Well,
And I go,
Look,
okay.
I don't know who this guy is.
He seems, I don't know. I don't think he's a bad guy, but
I
he
mean,
wasn't
the Mustang
willing to.
lifestyle guy.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't, it must not be much of a lifestyle because, look, I'm randomly at the Advance Auto in Spring Hill, Florida.
Okay.
And some of the guys in there know who I am, but I
Low-key,
keep it low. So
yeah.
I'm getting some stuff for the trailer, prepping the thing for the rental after FL2K.
Okay.
And this guy's like, oh, hey, I enter my Advance Auto code to get my discount,
Okay.
15, 20
It
bucks
says
off.
John Lund.
Yeah, and it says John Lund. He's like, oh my God. I go, you remember me? And I go, I think so. Did you have a 3-valve? Mustang 07 3-valve?
We don't
And he
tune
goes,
that.
yeah, you refused to tune it. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, I went to Mustang Lifestyle. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. What happened? He goes, well, my car is blown up. I'm like, what?
An A car?
No, it had a Pro Charger on it. Had like 5-6 pounds of boost. I'm like, how do you blow a car up? Even
5-6
if it's
pounds
a
of boost.
3-valve,
Right.
even a 3-valve, and I've tuned thousands of them.
Right.
I told this guy, get your car back. He's rebuilding the motor. I said, get your car back. I'll get you a London gauge. I have an extra ZT2. We'll plug in your local air fuel.
Do it right.
I'll do it right. I'll take care of this. I mean, come on. I could.
A 3-valve.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So supposedly a 3-valve blew up, and supposedly was tuned by that guy, by the kid over at. I'm not saying supposedly because I'm trying to protect us, but if that's what you heard, I don't doubt it.
I was told by the owner of the car. So it's true. I've seen the car, so it's not there. He's driving like a Honda now.
Quick question. Let's say your first platform into tuning is Coyote. Mm-hmm. First that you've ever tuned is a Coyote. How long do you think it'll take somebody to understand the tuning language enough to be able to dyno tune one and make 800-900 horse? on the 85 with a return fuel system.
To actually understand that, even if you've been to
the how, the why,
the tuning school
Yes,
or whatever, which I'm not knocking that, but the tuning school
it's
is out our
generic.
back door.
Yeah, it's such a generic.
And it's generic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say minimum a year and a half
Of
And
tuning
if you're-
coyotes all
And
the
if you're
time.
doing it way quicker than that, you have stolen files.
Yes, that's what I've said.
It's it happens.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
so let's say if you have a file that is, all you have to do is add injector data to it, and the file is vetted.
Yeah.
You could probably do it quite easily, or have a repeatable combo that just goes
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
and you look like a tuner.
Oh, sure.
So that's what
Yeah.
I've said, that if anyone's first platform is a Coyote, antenna's got to go up. You
Yeah,
got to go.
yeah.
But I don't know. I understand like a 2-valve, then to a Cobra, then to a Lightning.
I mean, there were
then to-
guys. There was some guy out of New Jersey years ago. Didn't know who he was. Never heard his name before. I don't know. He's tuning Hondas, WRXs, and all of a sudden he's tuning Coyotes.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden,
Oh,
Coyote.
yeah,
Pro Charge Coyote. First
wow,
one.
How'd that happen with the Lund tune?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It's almost like it's a, and it doesn't affect us. Does it hurt our business?
No, zero.
Yeah. What happens is they get a good vetted file. They don't know how to tune.
Right.
So then they go down different roads and they lose it.
Right.
And then even if they understand the fueling, a MAF curve and all, tuning techniques, they might sort of bring it back, but they get lost because they don't understand how it calculates torque and how that affects drive-by-wire and how it can even affect the timing and the load and how that all intersects, and they don't get it. And then you have a variable cam timing car. It's not just one.
Right.
It's 32 things.
Right. And that's the thing. Like,
So-
let's say it's baked in and it has all of those things baked in. The moment there's an issue, you don't even know where to look for the issue
Right.
or to diagnose the issue,
Right.
because you go, well, I don't even know how. You have to have the tune to understand the log. And if
Yeah.
one's a half the story of the other. So when I say if you have the tune and no experience, and then let's say the car has reversion, camera reversion, let's say an O2 is lazy, and you know how you can tell if a car has an exhaust leak or not just by looking at an idle trim. And I'm like,
Right.
do you have an exhaust leak? And they go,
Yeah.
how the fuck did you know? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I just know by experience. So when their first file is a Coyote file, I go, come on,
Because we're the master of being remote mechanics.
pretty much.
To be an expert tuner, you have to understand diagnostics first.
Right.
You have to understand what went wrong first. Tuning's, if everything's perfect and you add this value file and add this value file and throw it all together, and you get real lucky and it tunes well, and all you got to do is adjust the MAF curve.
That's it.
Woo! And it
Tuner.
makes gobs of power. Wow.
I'm a tuner.
Yeah, wait till it gets to the track and spins.
Right.
Or gets to the track and has a different load than what it had on the dyno, or on,
But it was on the dyno. It's a better tune than the street tune.
Oh,
Like, no, the car's being pushed by, resistance, the wind,
Right.
the weight of the car, but they don't understand that. They just think a dyno tune is better. And that myth I've tried to dispel. But the problem I face typically is people say, well, Alex, because I talk shit, they say he doesn't know anything. But then when a subject matter comes up that I know intimately, like keys and keys being cut and keyways having slack, all of a sudden, the buck stops with me because I know way more about drive systems than probably anyone in this industry combined. And then they're just like, oh, no, you're wrong. And then all of a sudden, a product comes out that negates the key cutting. Offset keys.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Similar
went,
to like
oh,
the
fuck.
Cloy's adjustable gears.
Right.
I mean, I have a 4.6. I have a 4.6 base motor in my
Oh, you
03
do?
Cobra.
Yeah.
It doesn't have cut keyways.
Right. It's got the adjustable
Right?
situations.
This was put in there like 4 years ago.
Right. And it's still kicking.
Yeah, it's still fine. And
According to everyone, you cut the key, dial it in, slam it in with a bolt. It'll hold forever. Never move 1 degree. All right, we can talk shit forever.
Yeah.
So let me get out of here. All right,
Okay.
thanks for the $50, Rad Dad. I appreciate you guys. I'll try to probably do this. I'll take the John Senior interview and just make that like a standalone video, just so you guys can just see that instead of me rambling on. So I'll try to cut that out and download it and put it up for you guys, maybe tomorrow or something like that for the members, or something like that. So thank you very much, sir, for hanging out. So be on the lookout for Texas 2K Blue Goose. Gray Goose talk, potential Blue Goose comeback later on in the year, and then other stuff that we'll talk about. I'll be back on Sunday We'll talk on the Peasant Chat on Sunday. Have a good rest of your night. And again, go Trump. Thank God Trump won. The future's looking bright. So hopefully everything looks to be on the right path. The automotive industry makes a bit of a comeback. Gas is lower. E85 is lower. Economy comes back, and you guys buy more LRXs and Luntunes, and we can, make fast cars and bring you guys content. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. It's funny.
Off.
Yeah, well, hold on.